Hey peeps, welcome back. We are talking the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 9, episode 2. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. All right, so this episode picks up right where it left off with Mia. She's in the bathroom still. She's crying. She's upset. She really feels that Giselle and Karen have misjudged her and that they are accusing her of being a bad mom. I really hated to see Mia crying. I really did. I don't think that she's a bad mom. I just think that her and Gordon, may have made some bad choices as far as what they put out there in the public. When Giselle tells her, I'm sorry, and I do think that you're a good mom, and Karen tells her the same thing. She said, I know you love those kids. I do think you're a good mom. I just don't think that it was appropriate for you to put all of this out there. The paternity, the Gordon saying that he saw ink in your bed. That is your marriage bed. That is your home, and you are still married. So, it didn't really look the best. I did see online that Mia went out and she posted a picture. It said, it's proper etiquette to drink responsibly, loves. And, people realized that she was throwing a little dig at Karen. And someone said, now, why are you being messy? It's only been the second episode. And she came back and she said, I love Karen regardless. Just a little kind reminder. And somebody said, not you coming for the grand dame, laugh out loud. And she said, grand done, and had a little laughy face. If that's how she needs to handle Karen, I'm fine with that. However, later, Mia makes this comment, with the situation that happened at the GNA event, that she doesn't do classless and tasteless. That's not exactly true. I feel that this situation that you're going through right now is very classless and tasteless. Gordon going to TMZ.
I know there's going to come a time when I probably won't be able to satisfy all your needs. I want you to know that I am okay with you finding what you need elsewhere. I only have two rules. One is, don't give me a reason to look for it. Secondly, keep the kids out of it. As long as you'll do that, I'm fine. Now, what really aggravates me through all of this is that I've given her permission, but yet she still chooses to sneak around, chooses to lie, chooses to continually change her story about what's going on and why she's leaving me and this, that, and the other, and actually not even telling me why. What she's told me, she's told me that this guy's her soulmate. I said, well, you can have the best of both worlds. I've said you can see someone, just don't make it public. Be careful and don't involve the kids. Well, she was still sneaking around and thinking I didn't know. I mean, I see the phone records. I pay the phone bills. My name's on the account. I see. And I see the calls at 2 o'clock in the morning and the times when I'm away from home and all those kinds of things. So I knew what was going on. But, she made the choice, I guess, to choose him over me. I do agree that Mia married me for my money and the future that she thought I could provide. Yeah, I absolutely believe her leaving me now is tied to the fact that I don't have access to assets and my funds are limited at this point in time, that she now has access to funds. And this guy that she's seeing, she believes has access to funds. And I think she's leaving me for that reason. She's mentioned that they're going to be buying a house together and doing businesses together and other kinds of things together, which tells me that the interest is based on monetary gain from the relationship. So I absolutely believe that she's leaving me because she sees an upgrade. My desire is to never, ever, ever be associated with her again beyond our co-parenting situation.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That was tacky. And then Charisse went on Carlos King and she had a little something to say. And everybody knows that I normally do not agree with Charisse at all.
What do you mean you don't believe it? You think it's fake?
I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't want that on my child, first of all. And I just didn't. I wouldn't. It just says a lot. I mean, I personally don't believe the storyline.
What do you mean you don't believe it? You think it's
I,
fake?
I don't. I think, yeah, I think it, I think, and this is my opinion. I could be wrong. I hope
It's your opinion.
I hope I am wrong, but oftentimes, and I've seen it where women will, they plan their next season and the lies and all that stuff. And to me, it's a lot. It's just like, why are you bringing this on television? It just, even the thing with the boyfriend, like, go ahead, get a divorce and move on to the next, you know?
Listen, I have to agree with Charisse. This is too much for the children. She's doing too much, and it does seem a little bit manufactured. We are very familiar that Mia tells lies. We know that for sure. And she does put a little embellishment. We have seen her for seasons embellish the truth. And Charisse was right. Remember at the last reunion, she did say that Gordon was lying when he talked to TMZ. But now all of a sudden it seems that it is the truth. Her and Gordon both have a responsibility to protect those children. And putting all this out here for the cameras is not protecting the children. Anyway, I say all that to say that I am sorry, that Mia was crying. I don't think she's a bad mom. I think that her and Gordon just made a bad choice in using this for a storyline instead of keeping this private in their home. Giselle moves forward with the hat passing, and she gives Wendy a bucket hat. And you know what? I loved it. I thought Wendy looked great in the hat. It reminded me of old school LL Cool J. So I was here for it. Wendy has a little rap, and the girls didn't love it. But I knew instantly that rap was a takeoff from the rap the twins were doing in Coming to America. And I laughed so hard.
My name is Peaches, and I'm the best. All the DJs want to feel my breath.
Giselle picks a hat for herself called the Queen. I thought it was funny. I don't think she did it to be shady. I think she did it just to be funny. And she looked really good in the hat. One thing is for sure, Giselle did a great job picking the hats for the ladies. Every last one of those hats she chose looked really pretty. They looked expensive, and the girls looked great in them. She did a great job. Karen, listen, in her confessional, she says that this party that Giselle threw her, they thought it was going to be an inquisition, but no ma'am. She said that she can handle any of those girls any day. They can bring it if they want to, but she is not to be questioned. Listen, everybody knows I love me some Karen. I really do. But I think that Karen is dodging these questions like the Matrix because she is truly not wanting to accept responsibility. Driving under the influence is absolutely disgusting. And the fact that this is not the first time, but the second time that she has done this, I really need her to stand up and admit that she was wrong. I need her to get help if that's required. I am not saying this woman is an alcoholic. I don't know if she is or not. But get some help, Karen, if you are. This is too much. Now, honey, listen. Wendy meets up with Giselle. Wendy comes in there looking gorgeous from head to toe, ready to go. Giselle looks nervous as hell. She really does. I was so excited about this meetup. All I could hear was Michael Buffer in my head.
Let's get ready to rumble!
But no. Thanks to the Bravo editors and producers. No, ma'am. I didn't even go look for a clip to show you because it was a bunch of bullshit. It really was. They chopped that segment up terribly. It was about 2 minutes worth of time, and they didn't really show anything at all. It made it look as if Wendy was apologizing to Giselle and, Giselle was making nice. Some fan went online and said, I'm all for moving on / forgiveness, but we have to have some tough conversations and get to the root. Wendy let her off too easy and didn't bring up anything. This is crazy. Wendy replied, and she said, no, baby, I brought up everything. Saying I could not use her restroom at her Reasonably Shady event, saying it was okay for me to be assaulted because she does not like me, bringing up fake rumors about my husband, talking badly about my mother, etc. It was a 2-hour lunch. This is a bunch of garbage. We, the people who have put in a lot of time, a lot of years, and helped boost the damn ratings of this show, deserve to see Giselle get cussed the hell out. I think that Bravo was extremely wrong for this. They really were. Bravo, the producers, the editors, they love Giselle and they will market everything towards her. This just made it look as if she was right in all of the bullshit that she did to Wendy. I did not love that. Anyway, Giselle walks away from this meeting and the confessional says that she thinks that her and Wendy could be bestie-ish. Wendy said no, they could be civil-ish, okay? This is crazy as hell for me. It really is. Then they laughed in their conversation a little bit. They talked about ink. Leave people the hell alone. They laughed about the pictures. Wendy said, is that why they take their pictures like that online? To make him look like he's the same height as Mia? Leave that man alone. So we learn a little more about the new housewife, Stacy. Stacy is from Detroit, just like Kenya. She's got an adorable little girl who knows 3 languages, English, Spanish, and German. She is super cute. We find out that her and her husband still live in the same house together, even though they're going through a divorce, and that both her and her husband are seeing other people. She has her own place in DC, a very nice apartment. I think that she's a good addition to the show. She comes off as being a real classy lady. Ashley makes the joke that when she talks to Stacy, Stacy sounds like a news reporter and she just can't lose her reporting voice. I have to agree. She does come off as using her professional voice on a regular basis. However, when she tells Ashley that her and her husband still live in the house together, Ashley was a bit judgy about it. And I thought to myself, are you serious? Are you serious? What? You and Michael, number one, are still married. You don't have any business questioning this woman, period. Not only that, you and Michael lived together while you were going through a divorce. Really, Ashley, you are the last person that should have any comments or questions on how anybody operates their divorce. Okay, go on some damn where with that. Now, Ashley and Stacy's conversation talking about both of them being Black women and having interracial children, I felt a little ways about it. They were kind of blaming the fact that their kids don't have any interaction with Black people on the fact that they're biracial. But let's keep it 100. You live in a predominantly Black place. You live so close to Washington, D.C., Chocolate City. Blame your damn self the fact that your kids don't have Black friends and they're not really close to the Black culture. You know what I mean? That's your fault. Stacy brings up the fact that her husband is a proud German and that their daughter is proud of being German and that he has introduced the German culture, his parents and everything to her. So my question to you is, why have you not traveled down to Detroit to spend some time with your family there and introduce your daughter? If you're so proud of her being proud of her German culture, you could be proud of her being proud of her African American culture too. You just have to share it with her. That's all I'm saying. Don't get on national TV acting like you're so upset that your daughter doesn't have any Black friends. She doesn't have any Black friends because you haven't opened the door for her to have Black friends. That's just my opinion. Get down in the comments. What do you guys think about that? I'm all for her being proud of her German side. She absolutely should. But she should absolutely be proud of her African American side as well. And she'll never be able to have that opportunity if you don't bring her around the culture. Same thing for Ashley. You want your children to know that they are part African American. Bring them around your family. Bring them around friends. Take them to a park where it's a diverse group of children. Let them get to know all cultures. Kids need to be very diverse these days. Then we see Kay. I'm calling her Kay. That's what Karen called her. We see Kay stop by Karen's house and we find out that Kay is moving into her boyfriend's house while they have a place built. Karen tells her she told Ray she wasn't moving into his place until she got an engagement ring. And then she tells Kay, she said, I think your mama would feel better if you had an engagement ring. Kay, listen, I don't even know you, and I would feel better if you had an engagement ring. I really would. Anyway, it turns out that Kay was not invited to the party. And Karen said, I don't understand that. I told Giselle, listen, I don't care what Giselle says. Later in the episode, we see Giselle say that she couldn't invite Kay because she was only allowed to have a certain number of people. Listen, no ma'am. No ma'am. I think Giselle didn't invite Kay because she didn't want Kay there. You absolutely could have snuck her in there. One extra person was not going to break the fire code. That was a bunch of bull. And I also thought it was weird because Kay's first season on the show, Giselle and Robin were all up the crack of that woman's butt, tried to get her to be friends with them and trying to turn her against Candace and Wendy. Remember that? But now you're trying to act as if you don't know her. You didn't want to invite her to the party. I'm on to you, Giselle. When Stacey was talking to Ashley, she was saying that she's in a relationship with some guy for a couple of months and she's really thinking about marrying him, but he's a devout Christian and they're not having the sex, and they won't be having the sex until they get married. And Ashley was acting as if something is wrong with, practicing abstinence until you get married. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, I thought it was really weird that this dude is standing strong about not having the sex because he's such a Christian, but he doesn't mind dating you while you're still married. I'm not judging the guy. I'm just saying, sometimes we people as Christians, we just pick the rules we want to follow. The no adultery. Yeah, that's one of them, Anyway, let me just go and move on. Karen, with her driving service, she called an Uber, delivered her over to Giselle's place. And she let Giselle know that she was on her shit list because Giselle had that non-alcoholic Grand Dame. She said she knew she was trying to be shady as hell. And she also didn't appreciate the Inquisition. Giselle tried to act as if it was all innocent, but it wasn't. Giselle is funny and shady as hell, and she knows that wasn't innocent. Karen also told Giselle that it was wrong to give Wendy that bucket hat. I thought Wendy looked amazing in that hat. I know she was trying to be shady and funny, but Wendy pulled it off. Go on some damn where, Giselle. Anyway, Giselle lets her know that her and Wendy met up and they are definitely going to be cordial. Karen was pretty happy to hear about that. Giselle then tells Karen, she said, well, Jacqueline sure had a lot to say about you before you got there. And she said she had a lot of questions for you, but she didn't ask any of them. Karen says, well, it's all right because she's in timeout. And I said, what? Damn it. Now that Robin is gone, which thank God Robin Dixon's not on this season right now. Anyway, Robin was in timeout last season, but now that we've gotten rid of Robin, Jacqueline has entered the hot seat. Jacqueline is in timeout because she made that comment at the party about waiting to see the outcome before judging Karen or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. And Karen said, real friends stick by you no matter what the outcome is. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Karen, real friends tell you the real no matter what. Whether you get prison time or no, real friends are going to tell you the truth. Driving drunk is bullshit. You are too rich to be out here driving drunk when you know you can afford a damn Uber. Drink at your house. Don't drink out in the streets. And if you are going to drink out in the streets, stay wherever the hell you are. Be sober before you get behind the wheel. Real friends would tell you the truth and stand by you. That's all I'm saying. So Giselle tells Karen that G&A have moved towards a more healthy company. They were athletic wear, but they're also into holistic things now, especially since her father passed, and this new G&A event is dedicated to her dad. Karen then informs her that she has been honored with an award, and it just so happens that this event is the same night as the G&A party. She tells Giselle, don't worry, I will be at your events. Right after I finish collecting my award, I will come over. Now, Giselle, shady as hell in the confessional, she didn't say none of that shit to Karen's face. She says that she too was invited to that event and Karen was nowhere on there, not even invited. She said now all of a sudden Karen is nominated for an award. She believes that a couple of people have backed out and weren't able to attend, so Karen reached out to them and threw her name on the list. She says there is no way with 9 charges, especially that DUI, that they would even think about honoring Karen. Well, I don't know what they were thinking, but she's being honored, and you didn't say it to her face. You're going to pay for that at the reunion. Now, honey, listen. At 6 a.m. in the morning, Karen sends all of them a group text except for Jacqueline, because she's on timeout. Jacqueline wasn't on the text. No, ma'am. She lets them know that Jazzy, which I like Jazzy, I really do, and I really want Jazzy to be holding a flute. She should be one of the housewives. She can hold her own with these girls. And she's marrying a Kansas City football player. What are they called? The Kansas something. I don't even know. But they won the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl. Yep, I think so. Anyway, she's marrying some rich man. And, she about to be a housewife. She's good. Put her on. Anyway, Karen tells them, thanks to Jazzy's ability to hire, transportation, everyone can go to all events. They can come to Karen's event and then get on the Sprinter van and head on out to Giselle's event. Okay, so Giselle was unhappy about this. And you know what? This is the second time in 9 seasons that I have been Team Giselle. First episode, second episode, I don't know what's going on. I know that Giselle was being nice to Wendy because she doesn't have Robin to back her up. She needs some friends. But, I'm Team Giselle here. All of those people, including Karen, they were all at Karen's party. She heard Giselle invite all of them, and she heard them all say yes. They all said yes. Okay, I know that this is a nice thing for Karen. This is an honor for her. But, have your daughter and your son and Ray show up. You know what I mean? And other people that didn't say yes to Giselle's event. This event is in honor of her daddy. I didn't love it. I really didn't. I just don't think I could have done it. If I sat there, went to the party, Giselle was kind to me. She explained to me about the DNA event. It was in honor of her dad. And I said, yes, I was going to come. Then I found out about Karen's event. The only way that I would have attended Karen's event is if it did not overlap into Giselle's event. And Karen's event absolutely overlapped into Giselle's event. I would have sent Karen a beautiful bouquet of flowers, and I would have sent her a very nicely worded note congratulating her on this honor. But unfortunately, I RSVP'd that I was going to Giselle's event. I cannot make it. The girls get in the Sprinter van. They're trying to discuss how they can get to both of these events. Then they realize the events are 25 minutes away from each other. They can only be at Karen's event for 16 minutes. They go in, they take pictures. Wendy and Kay say, no, we're going to stay for Karen. Karen is, who we are here to support. We will Uber over to Giselle's place after we finish celebrating with Karen, which I can understand that. Wendy has a much better relationship with Karen, and Stacy is Karen's friend. However, Vivian, who is Karen's friend, she showed up for Giselle's G&A. She said, I RSVP'd. I, agreed to come to this event. Jacqueline shows up at G&A because, she wasn't invited on the Jazzy Sprinter van, and, she didn't get the text. So she shows up, and of course, she's team Ashley and Giselle right now. Ashley sits down and talks to Giselle. Giselle is ticked off, and she says she doesn't want any of them coming. Don't come. So Ashley says, well, let's give them a little grace. And I'm paraphrasing. She says, let's give them to 7:30. If they don't show up at 7:30, then they don't need to come. Then she calls them, and the girls are saying they'll be there by 8:30. Ashley said, no, try to get here no later than 8 o'clock. And the girls are like, okay, they're doing their very best to get there. Giselle is mad as hell when Ashley tells her that she told them 8 o'clock. Giselle doesn't want them there. She is mad about them showing up late. This is honoring her dad. This is a charity event. People are donating to help brain cancer. Now, honey, listen. The girls arrive at 8:03.
Get them out of here.
Did you not tell us?
Wait, to be here. 1 second, Giselle. Ashley, did you not tell us to be here by 8 o'clock?
Yes.
It's 8 o'clock. Are we not here?
It's 8:04, so no. Tell them to get out of here.
My father passed away months ago. Karen getting an award. Who gives a This is the same woman that just hit a tree. This is a real event in which we're raising real money. Don't play with me. Not tonight. Hoes don't be listening. Bitch.
I have never been so offended in my life.
Can you just wait a sec? Just wait a sec.
I'm leaving. Quite frankly, I'm embarrassed and I am offended. I'm leaving.
It's very tasteless, and I don't do tasteless. I don't do classless either.
We came in at 20:03 military time. That is 8:03, 3 minutes behind your ads time. And putting me out, sitting your security, are you crazy? I would have rather not been invited.
You want to support? There you go.
Give it to Ashley.
I'm so sorry. I'm literally shaking. I'm shaking.
If they want to support, they can come here. Because we need to get to 15K. Yes.
Everybody, just in case you would like to RSVP to the event, this is our QR code for the Brain Tumor Society. Bye-bye. 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 That's harassment. Why are you trying to have this door closed on me? Ashley. This is the QR code. You want me to leave it with you? Go to bed. You got bed. Bye-bye. Here you go.
All right, so first of all, let me just say that I think that this is very embarrassing, very unprofessional, and absolutely uncalled for. This is the second GNA event that has been very unprofessional. Giselle is crazy as hell. First of all, I would not have thrown them out. I would have allowed them to stay at the party and asked them if they would like to donate to the charity. Also, Ashley, for real, you could have told them, listen, Giselle really doesn't want you guys to come. This was important for her. Stay at Karen's event and enjoy Karen's event. Ashley is part of the problem. She always is. She could have just relayed Giselle's message, don't come. But she stood by and allowed Giselle to kick them out and try to publicly humiliate them. People, I do realize that Karen said in her text message that she wanted them to go to each event, but Karen had to know that they would not be able to make both of those events. I know that Karen should have respected the fact that this was for Giselle's father who recently passed, but at the same time, I'm kind of remembering that in season 3, I think it was, and Karen's mom passed away, and then about 7 months later when her dad died, Giselle wasn't very good to Karen either. I think they really cross boundaries. They really do. Listen, Jazzy trying to shut Ashley up at that door was brilliant. And, Ashley, come on now. Running out there trying to get them to donate after you just threw them out and embarrassed the shit out of them, that was disgusting. And the fact that Ashley tried to tell them that they got there at 8:04, get the hell out of here. I think the thing is even if they were late, they still showed up. They still tried to make it. They tried to be there for both friends. I think that Giselle was more mad at Karen than them, and she took her anger out on them, which was really stupid. What happened was you embarrassed yourself in front of all of these other professional people. Not only that, you also lost possible donations. And I'm really glad that Wendy was not with them, because it would have been even worse if she would have tried to throw Wendy out of there. I don't know, you guys. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.